Tyler here with GP Knives, and we're back again for the week 45 weekly update. We'll start out this week with some new accessory pins from CIVIVI. This is the Coronet, and this is an all titanium bodied bolt action pin. And you can see one unusual feature of this pin is it has a dual bolt action. So the pin deploys from either side of the slide here. Nice smooth operation. You've got a 3D machine titanium pocket clip for carry. And then on top, as you may have noticed, there is a spinner end with a ceramic ball glass breaker on there. And give that a spin here. So you can see it's got a nice long spin. And then of course, you can also just spin it manually. Some nice milling on the body of the pin for traction when writing. It has a nice heft without being overly heavy for carry. And we've got this in two different variations. We've got the black coated titanium on the right and the standard blasted gray titanium on the left there. And if you're looking for a great upgrade to a classic entry-level everyday carry folder, KaBar has recently released a new Bob Dozier folder in D2 tool steel. So you've got a nice flat dark earth coating on the blade and the lock bar, as well as the clip, and a nice slate blue for the handle. Same mid-back lock construction, reversible thumb stud for deployment, and reversible clip, so it is fully ambidextrous. Nice snappy deployment. And you've got a classic drop point blade with a high height hollow grind. So excellent slicing and piercing performance with an upgrade in edge retention from that D2 tool steel. And this knife is made in a variety of different options with the standard AUS 8 blade. And you can see that one up here. So we've got black coated with tan handles. The D2 blade is a little bit more expensive, but both of these are great options for a value EDC and make a great choice for tossing into a pack or a toolbox or tackle box, especially since they come in at under 2.5 ounces each. And quickly we'll take a look at this with the Benchmade bug out. So similar in the overall size. You got a nice drop point blade there as well. A high saber grind on the bug out. So you've got a little thicker at the edge. Take a look at the spine thickness here. So you can see the Benchmade does make up for that somewhat in the thinner blade stock. Overall handle thickness is fairly similar, maybe a bit thicker on the Dozier here. And then the functional grip area is going to be about the same as well. Now the Benchmade is made in the USA and does come with an S30V stainless steel blade, but it does make a good comparison for size and weight and is an excellent option for a daily carry folder. And next up, we've got some out the front automatic knives from Microtech. And this is the classic Ultratech model, a great mid-sized EDC. We've got an Apocalyptic blade finish on here with a blade of 204P, matching hardware clip and slide, and then just your standard OD green. And then we have several in stock now with the same Apocalyptic finish on the blade and hardware and distressed handles. So this is a distressed Merlot. You can see it's worn on the high points and has a bit more of a tumbled finish on the flat areas for a more worn in look. And we have this in several colors, not just the Merlot. And they are all in the drop point blade currently on the Ultratech. And then we've also got the UTX 85. This is the distressed black in a double edge with the same apocalyptic finish on the blade and hardware. And this is also in CTS 204P, which is an analog to Bowler's M390, an American-made stainless steel with excellent edge retention and corrosion resistance. And for a quick size comparison here, I'll grab that Benchmade bug out again, so you can see fairly similar in the overall size to the UTX-85. And then the Ultratech here, I will compare with the Paramilitary 2. So you can see pretty similar in the overall length there. Cutting edge is going to be pretty close to the same, just a little shorter on the Ultratech. Blade stock thickness is going to be a bit thinner. And then handle thickness is going to be pretty close to the same on these. Obviously, the OTF here is going to have a much slimmer footprint in the pocket for carry. And it also has that nice, discreet deep carry clip. And next up, we have a few left of the new Hinderer XM18 3.5-inch tri-way pivot flippers in S45VN, a relatively new steel. This is the newest iteration in the S30 series and is considered to be an upgrade from S35 in both edge retention and corrosion resistance, with only a marginal decrease in toughness. So a nice well-balanced steel. This is the Spanto profile, so a combination of spear and tanto. Tri-way pivot flipper has a nice snappy deployment with installed bearings, but can be modified by the user for phosphor bronze or nylon washers. Otherwise, you're looking at the standard Hinderer titanium frame lock construction with G10 front scale. And if you'd like to upgrade that, while the knife is fully customizable, we've also got micarta handle scales in a number of colors, and those are easily switched out from the standard G10 scale to give you a warmer in-hand feel and excellent traction. And last up for the knives, we're going to run through some of our recent restock from Medford Knife and Tool. Here we have the Slim Praetorian, and we've got an S35 VN blade in black PVD, matching hardware and tumbled titanium for the handles. The knife is a titanium frame lock and opens via the fullers on the blade. And you've got a single position right hand tip up pocket clip on here and an open back construction. And this is probably their most EDC friendly design, and you can see that it is fairly similar to the Paramilitary 2 here. You got a similar cutting edge length, so a little shorter in the blade when you factor in the finger choil. Take a look at the blade stock thickness. So it's got a nice thin blade stock with that mid-height hollow grind for great slicing and piercing performance. Functional grip area is actually pretty close to identical on just the handle of the PM2 here. And it's got a more compact design as far as the handle and the thickness and width. So it makes for a great carry knife as well. So you can see not quite as tall as the PM2 and just a little shorter as well. And then the handle thickness is a bit thinner than the PM2. And you've also got a nice glass breaker here on the tang end, so it makes it a little more multifunctional. And the knife can be deployed left or right-handed with those fullers, which leave the blade unobstructed for cutting. And next we have the Praetorian line. So we've got a Micro Praetorian, a Praetorian Genesis, a standard Praetorian, and the Praetorian Ti. Now these three are Praetorian Gs, indicating the G10 top scale, as opposed to the T, which would have a titanium top scale And then the Ti, while having titanium, is going to be quite a bit thicker than standard. So we'll take a look at these two quickly. So you can really see the difference here, both in the blade stock and the handle slab thickness. So the Ti is definitely the most beefy in the Praetorian line here. We'll take a look at the Praetorian G here. This again has an S35VN blade. This is a Tanto profile. You've got a flat ground tip for added strength and a shallow hollow grind here for slicing. A nice thick blade stock coming in at 0.19 inches. Again, with the open back construction, you got a D2 hardened steel pommel end here with lanyard hole and glass breaker. Again, a G10 front scale, which reduces the weight somewhat. And then we've got black PVD on the back with a 3D machine type pocket clip for right hand tip up only carry. And we'll take a look at this again with the PM2. So you can see, despite being of a similar length, it is quite massive by comparison. The blade being almost twice as wide. Similar functional grip area. Cutting edge length is going to be a fair bit longer. Take a look here. So you can see the thickness in the blade stock is noticeably thicker, especially out towards the tip. And the handle also is a fair amount thicker there. Now the Praetorian Genesis is the next step down. This is a similar variation, but with a bronze anodized frame. So you can see the subtle difference there between the bronze and the black of the clip. But otherwise, construction is the same as the Praetorian I showed you previously. This one's got a similar blade length to the PM2 and a slightly shorter functional grip area, but it's going to have the same blade stock thickness and handle thickness as the standard Praetorian. So again, quite a beefy knife despite being just a little bit smaller in the overall size as the PM2. And then last here on the right is the Micro Praetorian. You get the same situation here with the thickness. This has just been scaled down in length again. So you can see it's more of a 3-finger grip on this knife, which is surprisingly comfortable with the design of the backspacer there. You've got a satin finish on the blade and a clear coat on the backspacer, and then you've got a tumbled tie clip and frame. So again, this is just scaled down in length from the previous two. A nice beefy folder that is very compact for carry. And lastly, we have the Praetorian Ti, and it's hardly fair to compare this to the PM2. This is just a beefier version of the standard Praetorian, and I'll show that quickly here. So you can see the overall footprint is identical. It is simply 1/4 of an inch plus thick in the blade stock and over 1/2 an inch thick in the handle. So you can see just an increase in thickness over the standard Praetorian. On this one, we've got a Vulcan finished 3V blade in the same Tanto profile. And then a feathers anodized handle. So you can see you've got a blue-violet anodization with these satin feathers brushed onto the handle. You got flamed hardware and open back construction with clear coat D2 backspacer, and then a large Medford logo 3D machine type pocket clip with matching finish there. And for you flashlight fans or anyone looking for a great stylish everyday carry flashlight, we've got a limited run of the Olight Seeker 2 in a carbon fiber colorway. You got black PVD on the bezel and around the button ring. Some nice high traction rubber insets on the handle with some subtle finger grooves there. And of course, a stylish carbon fiber patterning. Otherwise, you're looking at the standard features of the Seeker 2, a great user interface, a nice LED indicator for battery life, as well as operation mode. Just run through the various features here. Direct to turbo, direct to strobe, and you've got a lockout feature there. Moonlight, low, medium, high. A nice standard feature there. And then, of course, you've got memorized brightness. So you can simply click to get to the last level, change your brightness mode, and it is going to be right back ready to go. It also has convenient magnetic charging, and then a nice high quality clip close nylon belt sheath for carry. And whether you're looking to just keep your head warm or to represent for one of your favorite EDC brands in the cooler months, Chris Reeve Knives has just released a series of merino wool blend beanies. We've got charcoal, gray, and loden, which is a dark green, all in a speckled merino wool blend. So excellent properties for warmth retention and antimicrobial to keep your head clean, as well as being a very durable blend. And all of these are going to be available up on the site now. Again, this is Tyler with GP Knives and your Week 45 2020 weekly update. Thanks for watching. Stay safe and stay sharp. If you like what you've seen today and you'd like to see more, follow us on social media, like the video below, and subscribe to our YouTube channel feed for updates on all new products.